We are at a wonderful new park in Rocky Mount called Paws in the Park. We are with 3 people from the City of Rocky Mount Parks and Recreation, Susan Ball, Steve Warren, and Alex Langley. And this is exciting. I mean, when I read that this is probably the best dog park in all of North Carolina and possibly on the East Coast, a new tourist destination. But Susan, being with special events, I mean, this is something that is got a lot of enthusiasm behind it, doesn't it?
It'll be a big draw for Rocky Mount as a whole. We're hoping that the community will really support it, as well as visitors traveling off of the interstates. We're hoping that they'll stop in and enjoy Rocky Mount a little longer.
Well, and as we hear more and more people love their pets more than they love a lot of other people, the hotels are starting to designate more pet-friendly rooms, and it's starting to be big business.
It is, and we are really fortunate to partner with a lot of our local hotels that are pet-friendly to really get the word out about the park.
Mm-hmm. Steve, what does this mean? What's the City of Rocky Mount's involvement in creating this park?
Well, you know, dog parks are becoming very popular nationwide, and Rocky Mount didn't have one. This will be our first dog park, and it won't be the only one in this area, but it'll be the largest probably in the state. Mm-hmm. A committee was chosen to work on this from our citizens, and one of the tasks was to choose a site, and this site was one of the flooded sites during Hurricane Floyd. Mm-hmm. And it's probably one of the most scenic sites that we have in Rocky Mount. So they've chosen a really nice site. It's large enough to accommodate a large dog park. And,
it's 12 acres,
is that right? About 10. The city put in some funds last year in its budget, and with the help of local sponsors, we've really, I think, are going to have a first-class dog park. The equipment and amenities are all top-notch, mm-hmm. and I think it's something we can really be proud of.
Well, and there are a lot of local groups like Animal Crackers and Friends of Dogs. Is that the name of it?
Friends of Rocky Mount.
Friends of Rocky Mount. And we're going to be talking to some of them, but I mean, there's an enthusiastic group here already. And Alex, they helped with fundraising and whatnot, didn't they?
Yes, Animal Crackers was involved with 2 different grant purchases through Rocky Mount Community Foundation. Mm-hmm. One was, correct me if I'm wrong, one was for $10,000, and we had a second one for $17,500. They were very helpful in the gathering materials for some of our shelter structures. Mm-hmm. For a lot of the amenities. We actually put in an agility park here as well.
An agility park?
Agility
okay,
park.
Talk about that.
Well, just minor things where dogs can climb up and down,
uh-huh.
jump through hoops, go through different posts and stuff. Mm-hmm. So we thought it was a really neat one.
Mm-hmm.
Ironically enough, ours is called an expert course. So I don't know if we have a lot of experts out here, but
they'll get that way.
They will get there. So, and then also other parts with just Steve's been very big in this, but water fountains, benches. We have a kiosk that's coming in for information, such as we have a sports complex here as well, and just basic other benches and tables for picnic areas and stuff. So we're really excited about that.
And you've designated a small dog area too, correct?
Mm-hmm. We actually have a small dog and a large dog area. Because our first phase 1 includes these 2 areas that you see behind us. Mm-hmm. With we have plans to add a 3rd section as well. Whether that'll be dealing with just travel and tourism, or we'll work with just one that we can maybe rotate out in and out, mm-hmm. just so we can keep it in an area as well.
And Steve, you mentioned what a beautiful location it really is. Pretty property here, isn't it? And not that far from the Sunset Park, where kids have merry-go-rounds and trains and water parks and all kinds of things. So this has become kind of a destination area.
Pretty centrally located in Rocky Mount, and it's easy to direct traffic here too, mm-hmm. From the interstates.
Mm-hmm. Right near the power plant. But April 11th is the grand opening. Yes. Alex, lots of things going on, right?
Yes, we have the whole to-do normally with city council and various representatives throughout. Animal Crackers will be here, mm-hmm. and with our other individuals that have been very important with the process. We have them involved here. So we're going to do the grand opening at 10 o'clock, and then we're going to transition with the pet parade into the Paws in the Park event.
A pet parade.
A pet parade.
Costumes.
We have as part of the event, I guess some of this more later. We do have a costume contest and a fashion show, and there's one guy who's been in every year. His little Chihuahua. His name is Holly. And he actually has been called by Wilson. After coming to ours, he got recruited over to another one. But he's already, I won't reveal any secrets, but he's already given me a little bit of update on what she'll be wearing this year. And I believe he is a 4-time champion of our costume contest. So all of that.
And it starts at 11 o'clock. We're going to talk about it a little bit more, but is it 11 to 2 basically?
11 to 2, and we've got a lot of good things planned that we'll talk about. I was telling you in a previous conversation, we're looking to be bigger and badder this year. So it's going to be, we're looking for a little flair, a little pizzazz, and I think we have it.
Well, and I think this is just beautiful. Even just looking here, and I love seeing the little dogs peeking through. We're going to be watching them frolic around. But oh, look at that one. And these are all adoptable little dogs here today,
They
aren't
are.
they? Oh,
all
that
of the
one's got my
animals
name written all over it.
When we talk about them some more, all the animals we have here, we have vendors that'll be at the event. Friends of Rocky Mount Animals are going to definitely be there as well, and they're a local rescue group and nonprofit organization. And you can probably call them and because they do a lot of pre-screening, but you can be ready to adopt here the day of.
Oh,
so
you can come ready to be
ready,
a parent.
And you can come ready to be a parent, and they'd be glad to, because that's what they're always doing, looking to do.
Well, great. Well, we're going to talk to some of the other people here, but thank you for what the City of Rocky Mount has put into this. I think it's just a wonderful addition to the great things going on in our community. I am surrounded by citizen volunteers. As you heard Steve mention, the community was very involved in this, and I think probably the original idea for it came from the community. Terry Noble, Ellen Matthews, and Michelle Benton, and tell us the puppies.
I honestly don't know his name. I'm sorry.
This can be yours. Yes. And what about this
Harper.
one? Harper. Oh, and they are just a drop in the bucket for the many, many beautiful dogs that are available to be adopted, aren't they? Going to be running around here. Terry, let's start with you. Animal Crackers, you have been a driving force for helping with rescue dogs for years and years and years. What was your involvement in the Paws in the Park?
Well, Animal Crackers has always been a nonprofit organization that we've supported Paws in the Park from the beginning, and we're supporting it this year. But our organization has given a couple grants because we were so passionate about this dog park opening in Rocky Mount. So we submitted, we've given the city 2 grants to help them fund a very small portion of this dog park.
Great. And what about from a personally involved as far as participating in the various Paws in the Parks in the past, and what will you all be doing going forward? I'm sure it'll be high in your priorities.
Right. Well, Animal Crackers, our mission is spay and neuter. And so we always come to the Paws in the Park event trying to promote everybody for their to have all their animals spay and neutered, and we will be back there this year again. And our organization, if you contact us, we will pay for spaying and neutering, and that's what we do. So that's what we'll be participating this year once again about spay and neuter.
And Ellen, give a pitch for why it's so important to have animals spayed and neutered.
Oh, well, just to keep the population down so there aren't so many that need to be rescued. There's so many dogs that are around that are mistreated and neglected and just some abandoned because there's just so many unwanted pets that come from unexpected pregnancies. So spay and neuter is the solution.
And Ellen, what's been your involvement with the park?
Well, actually I started with Paws in the Park, the event, the annual event, hoping to develop the park because I've seen this empty lot for a long time and wanted to do a thing on it. And I was working with Friends of Rocky Mount Animals, who he's adoptable from, and I decided this was an extra step in helping animals have a better life. And that's my goal, is to have dogs healthier, wealthier, and wiser.
And I'm sure you have a dog.
I have 3 beagles.
Oh, okay, good. And Terry, you lost yours, didn't you?
I did. Maybe one day soon I'll get one.
Well, this one's been kissing me about as hard as he can, so he's really cool. Michelle, you have not been in Rocky Mount that long.
No, just a little over a year now.
You and Kelly just jumped full steam into helping with animal issues and Paws in the Park and whatnot. So tell what your involvement is, please.
Well, we're dog enthusiasts, animal enthusiasts, and we are parents to a 4-year-old rescue from the SPCA. And he loves to play, and he loves to be outside, and we have visited dog parks in other other cities that we've lived in or near where we've lived in, and he's really enjoyed it. We heard when we first moved here that this was going to happen, and I am just so excited with the way Parks and Recreation and the City of Rocky Mount has made this happen. When they said we would be opening this in April, it seemed hard to believe, but everybody has worked together. And we've been real welcome to this community to help volunteer, and this is something we're passionate about, so we appreciate being in Rocky Mount.
Those who might not have experienced bringing a dog to a park where there are other dogs, what does it mean to a dog to be brought to a place like this?
Well, to allow them the freedom and socialize with each other, to allow them to run and play, to watch their dynamics with each other, how one will lead the pack, and a few minutes later another will be leading the pack. And we used it also as a chance for us to get out in the sunshine, coffee, newspaper, meet people in the community that also shared the passion that we did. So it was a big part of our lives, and we look forward to it being a big part of our life here in Rocky Mount.
Well, great. And it also really helps prolong an animal's life to get out here and exercise stuff too, doesn't it?
Yes, exercise is wonderful for dogs. It really is.
And for people too.
Yeah.
So chase your dogs.
Actually, I think I'll gain weight with the park because I won't be following my dogs as close.
Well, again, these are adoptable, and they're a number. Oh, that's just the cutest little dog. I mean, they're just fantastic dogs. They're going to be here on April 11th. We're going to talk about that a little bit more. The grand opening. There is a TV personality from out of town coming in, ABC, who's going to be emceeing part of it, and just vendors, all sorts of things. Spay and neuter. They said, will y'all be here that day, Terry, with the spay and neuter?
We will be. We'll be there, and people can go. We can direct them to our website. Okay. So we'll have a table with one of the vendors, and we'll be there along with, I think we have about 10 or 11 other vendors there that day as well.
And many of them will be rescue groups or involved with rescue groups.
Right. This can't be an inexpensive project. I mean, the quality of that fence alone is really,
the fencing,
really excellent.
That was our number one purchase, was the fencing, and we decided to do it right. And like you said, Michelle, the city has just been wonderful, and is top notch. I mean, we'll be the top, hopefully, dog park on the East Coast. Yeah. And so the fence was quite a bit of the income of the raising the money.
Well, good. Well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to be, I hope we'll have some more dogs. You want to look just, wait, need to zoom in here.
I know, this is the sweetest.
And have a big sign that reads, adopt me. So cute. Ladies, thank you, and thank you for what you all did to make this possible.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, our pleasure.
Thank you.
Are you just starting out on your own and want to be independent? Do you have a family and need a bigger home? Are the kids moving out? And are you downsizing? First Carolina Realty can help. A 1 or 2 bedroom apartment or house for those starting out. A 3 or 4 bedroom home for a growing family. Rentals, sales, new homes, pre-owned homes, investment property in the city or in the country. Call First Carolina Realty. Now is a good time to make that move. Real estate prices are right, interest rates are low, and there is a fantastic selection of homes available.
First Carolina Realty is a fully licensed real estate firm with offices at 3151 Zebulon Road in Rocky Mount.
If you have rental properties and are tired of the headaches associated with managing them yourself, or if you're looking for a new management team to manage your rental properties, call First Carolina Realty at 252-985-2321. Visit our webpage at firstcarolinarealty.com. We will gladly help you with all your real estate needs.
Hi, I'm Jean Almond of Almond's Drugs, and I want to invite you to be Almond's customer for your prescriptions. Our average pharmacy wait for your prescription is only 10 to 15 minutes. We have drive-through windows at both locations. We will deliver your prescription free. Our friendly and very experienced pharmacists specialize in consultation, and we are locally owned and have been a loyal part of your community for over 70 years. Just make one phone call to us and we'll make the transfer so we can start taking care of you. Laura Gearhart has joined us, Friends of Rocky Mountain Animals, and Alex Langley is back. Oh, that is, I mean, these are just, y'all, how can you resist? I mean, they're just adorable animals. Tell us about this one.
This one is Benot. He actually came from Edgecombe County Animal Shelter. He was a stray. They asked for help and we had foster space. We believe he's a puggle. He's about a year old.
Puggle.
A beagle and a pug.
Okay.
That's the best guess that we could come up with him. He's good with kids, he's good with cats, he's good with other dogs, he walks on a leash, he's just young and friendly and wants to have a good time. He's ready for a forever home. He's already fully vetted and has all of his shots, and he's been spayed and neutered and microchipped.
And that's what you do when people adopt them from the animal shelter. They're all ready to go, right?
No, not from the animal shelter. From us, they are.
Where are you?
We don't have a facility. We're a foster home-based rescue group located here in Rocky Mountain.
So where do you house your animals?
In our homes.
Good for you. Wow, that's really nice.
Well,
okay, Alex, she's a beauty, isn't she?
Yes.
Turn her head around so we can get, oh my. And there were 6 of them?
Yes.
And how many are left?
2.
2. And that is just the cutest puppy. What do you think the mix is there?
We think she's a shepherd.
She's making noise. She's trying to get involved. How old is she?
She's about 8 and a half weeks old.
Oh, great. And what about, has she like been spayed or neutered?
Oh yeah, she's already been spayed.
Okay.
Nobody leaves us until they're spayed or neutered. So she's already been spayed. She's already current on her shots. She's ready for a forever home. So the 2 girls are left out of the litter.
And these dogs, you'll have a bunch of them here on the 11th for the event, right? Tell us about your involvement through the years with Paws in the Park.
Well, we've participated every year. We've been here even from the very first year when we were loaded and they canceled it because the tornadoes went through. So yeah, we were already loaded. I said, are you sure? We're already loaded. But they canceled it the first year and we've participated every year. I think it's really good for the community. It's a lot of fun. It's a good exposure for our animals and it's a good exposure for our group because there's a lot of people that come see us and know that we're here. Because a lot of people know we're here, but sometimes they don't know we're here. We offer a lot of reduced cost spay-neuter programs for people in the community. We're ones that work to get the city to go mandatory spay-neuter coming out of their shelter. We ended up getting Edgecombe County also to go mandatory spay-neuter. I'm sorry, one of the dogs was trying to squeeze out underneath the fence. So I was trying not to let you lose my attention, but of course it goes to the dogs real quick. But we do a lot of spaying and neutering in the area, and then we work on trying to help animals. We network them out to other groups, and we try to move animals around to try to get them to where there's places for homes for them.
How many people are in your group?
Never enough. We have a small core group of individuals that work. We never have enough foster homes. We never have enough volunteers. It's a very easy way of volunteering. You can drive a transport, you can foster dogs, you can take dogs back and forth to the vet's office, you can come do events. We work wonderful for community service hours for college. We're great. What I tell people, if you have tweens or you have teenage kids and you want to spend some quality time with them, put them in the car and drive a transport because they're a captive audience for the first hour and a half, 2 hours. You know, and where else you're going to get quality time with your kids nowadays because everybody has electronics.
And Alex, you mentioned during the break that Riverside is going to be involved or has been involved. Talk about that.
Riverside is another, they've been involved for several years now with Paws in the Park, whether it was educational pieces or as a vendor. But we've also talked with the vets there and the doctors and everything. They're going to be signed on as an educational piece for the for the dog park. We're going to have whether it's maybe reduced price. It's still in negotiation. Reduced rabies clinics, things of that nature. And we can talk about different. Just talk about different things. So but they're very high on the educational piece and making sure we're responsible pet owners. So that's something we're doing. And Laura is she's also was highly involved with the process from the very beginning. Her and a few other citizens were good on coming up with the rules for the dog park. They came up with the rules and then we put them together. We'll have a sign out here and everything. But she was very highly involved with that committee as part of our citizens approach to our community approach to the dog park. So.
Laura, I bet this is like a dream come true, and I bet you're amazed that it turned around so quickly and it's already here, aren't you?
Oh yeah. Everything that we've done in our rescue is started out as something very, very small, thinking we would just help a couple animals, and we're probably well over 11,000 animals that we've helped just in our group. And to see the community move to where there's less animals going into the shelter and there's more community involvement and more exciting things going on in the community for dog owners is very exciting.
Yeah, and if you're not a pet owner, I think to come and watch the dogs frolic and bark and just be social with each other was a lot of fun, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
And Laura's got a really big following on Facebook, so check them out.
Okay.
And
We post our animals, and we also post the City of Rocky Mount Animal Shelter's animals on our Facebook page to try to get them as much exposure as possible.
And very quickly, what do you require that people bring to show they're able or
we have an application, 2 personal references, a vet reference, and a home visit.
Okay. And is that on your website too?
It is on our website, yes.
Okay. So people could come that day with all of that in hand and even leave with
Oh yeah,
the dog,
we can,
right?
well, they can leave with the dog that day, but we could follow them to their home and do the home visit, and then they could adopt the same
Home
day.
visit. I just think that's wonderful. I'm glad you're so careful with these wonderful
Well, I
animals.
make a personal promise to these animals. To me, this is personal.
Yeah.
I tell these dogs that I will do what I can for them, and I start my prayers every night that I find more animals for the homes for the animals at the shelter, and I end it with finding homes for our foster dogs. So
And you can see from this wagging tail that you're very successful.
we do a good job with this.
Well, we're going to come back and talk about the great event and be sure everybody knows all about it on April the 11th.
Thank you.
Okay, Robert Watlington, an intern with the program, has joined us with Parks and Rec. Alex and Susan have rejoined us. And we got 2 more dogs, and I love that they're very animated here. This one's got its like downy baby fur on it, doesn't it? Oh.
Very soft and cuddly and perfectly adoptable.
Very adoptable. And what's her name?
This is Blaze.
Oh, so cute. And the 4 brothers, her 4 brothers have already been adopted, so you need to hurry up on this one. Alex, what about yours?
This is Bino. Bino is available for adoption too. He's Bingo minus the G. So, B-I-N-O. So.
Oh, Susan, she's begging them to adopt her. Don't
I
you
think
that's what
she's
we're listening to
doing.
right now? Wow. Let's talk about the event on the 11th. You want to start?
Yes. I'm actually an intern from East Carolina University.
Good.
We actually have a event set up on Saturday 11th. We're hoping a lot of people come out and enjoy it from the community standpoint. We have a lot of vendors, a lot of opportunities to adopt dogs like this, to get sprayed and neutered, and information about dog health care and treats and how to feed them and properly give them a proper diet as well.
And you've allowed people to book to have booths there too that day, right?
Yes, we have vendors they set up. They've already registered with us, so they can
sees more dogs under there.
We're taking vendors up until the beginning of April.
Okay.
Regard to that, and if there's any other may be interested in sponsorship as well. And as Robert alluded to, it's everything from vets with education all the way to anything that deals with proper health care to responsible pet ownership. A lot of it ties in with our dog park. And we got a couple big events and big surprises this year. One of them, we brought in a Canines in Flight, which is a group out of Georgia. They are they actually one of the
you love it.
they're one of the premier doggy entertainment groups. They actually performed at North Carolina State Fair this past October.
Great, and they will be here on the 11th.
They'll be here on the 11th with a 35-minute ground show that's going to have high-flying frisbees, high-jumping things. They're not going to do any dog jumping in the water and stuff, but they have everything else.
The frisbees, and I mean, that's what, yeah, that's fabulous.
And
Robert, have you ever seen them before?
No, I've seen them on YouTube clips and videos, but the dogs are really well trained, and they're all homeless dogs he actually takes in, so they're all rescue dogs that he does it with the whole show.
Okay.
And there's we've actually been able to partner with one of the local hotels, Candlewood Suites and the Highway Diner. So we're bringing them in, but they're gonna house them for the evening, and actually complimentary breakfast at Highway Diner. So we've actually got some community support for that, so we're very excited about that.
Well, Susan, have you got your new friend
I
here?
think I do, but I think that he's very ready to be adopted.
And Susan, from your perspective, special events, what does this mean to Rocky Mount?
I think that this is just a unique thing to Rocky Mount. Alex and the guys, they've worked really hard on this event, and we're hoping to have a really big turnout and hope to continue it as an annual event too.
Oh, good. Well, now, Paws in the Park has been done previously annually.
Yes, we're on our 5th year, and we see it going from that 4th to 5th year, taking that big step. We've never had the ground act. We've done little contests and stuff, but we're really blowing up and there goes Blades. And we're really blowing up the pet fashion show and the costume contest, pet look-alike, and things of that nature. We're going to close the show with it. So we have 3 hours worth of events. The first hour we're going to have the Rocky Mount Police Department with a pet CPR demonstration. and we'll also, no, the Rocky Mount Fire Department with the police, the CPR, and also they'll be here as a vendor, talk about how to help with your pets in a disaster. You know, because you can't just be thinking about yourself. You got to think about your pets as well, because you want to get them out. They're your family members.
Floods and everything. I mean, people were just devastated when they had to leave behind with hurricanes and stuff their pets. So, Robert, have you enjoyed your internship here?
Yes, I've enjoyed my stay here. Community from Rocky Mount, the Senior Center and the Parks and Recs Department, we all kind of work together. I mean, I've met a lot of people like Susan and so and Alex, and I think it's a good thing for all the community to come out together and do this event and make it more, I guess, the best Rocky Mount dog park ever.
Well, and it will be the best one in the state and the East Coast, right?
Yes, it will.
At least that's our story, and we're sticking to it. So you don't want to miss that, folks. April 11th, a great day. Everything's free unless you want to buy something. Even the animals are free if you want to adopt a pet
we
that
will
day.
have food vendors, food trucks on site where you have to buy some food, selling food. But the event itself is free. You know, once again, the grand opening at 10 o'clock. We'll have that. We'll transition through with the pet parade. And that'll go with our vendors from all the ones that Robert talked about. Then we'll go into the canines in flight at 12 o'clock, and we'll be closing with our fashion show and costume. And that actually, we actually have Johnson Funeral Home. We're helping out with tents and a staging area, so they're going to give us those and help out and be involved with that aspect. So we're really looking at it. We'll be taking registration for that on the day of. So we'll need to register for that event so that because we want to call everybody out, and like I've been telling the committee, we're going to walk the dogs, for lack of a better word, down the catwalk, which is not a good one. But we'll walk them down the dog walk. I think we're looking at some red carpet affair and stuff like that. But we want to highlight everything because there's a lot of owners that are very highly involved. They love their dogs, but they're going to be dressed up like them. So it'll be a very neat experience. And that's always been a very good thing in the past. We're just going to close the show with it this year and make it bigger and better.
Rocky Mount's own best in show type of thing.
Yes.
Right? Yes. Absolutely.
There will be prizes available as well.
Prizes, yes.
And one more thing. I'm sorry, but Rocky Mount Telegram will be on site taking pictures of all the dogs.
And then they'll post them on their website.
They'll post them, and you can get them. You can get them from because Telegram is a very big sponsor for the event. They've done all of our. They're giving us all free media and free marketing for the event. And with that too, they'll be taking pictures that you can leave with a picture, your Paws in the Park 2015 picture from the Rocky Mount Telegram.
Well, staff from Rocky Mount Parks and Rec, great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you then.